Nigga,
Deadly and
ew.
Nova debating head on head about All Might versus Sukuna. Deadly, of course, defending Sukuna. Fortunately, JJK has to be talked about on this podcast once again, and Nova defending All Might.
All night though.
And I guess I'll be the only moderator since Kelko disappeared on me. But let's begin with our opening statements. Let's start off with Deadly. Why do you think Sukuna beats All Might and why? Begin.
All right. Okay. So I think Sukuna beats All Might because, right, the thing is, All Might has more raw power and the speed than Sukuna, yes. But with like considering Sukuna is also at the literal top of the verse for JJK, that like the difference in power and speed isn't enough to where it just be a wash. Like you can see from Gojo in the series, both him and Sukuna have like insane levels of power. Feats, especially later on in the series, like with that bum ass nigga Kashmil. The one thing he did leave behind was speed feats for Sukuna because since he controls lightning, you can similarly scale Sukuna's speed as he dodges those attacks. So, point being, Sukuna will be able to keep up with All Might, even if like he couldn't outmatch him physically. And to that point, because he could keep up, that allows him to use his bullshit. So All Might has no defense against Shrine. He has no defense against a domain expansion. He has no defense. So let's say they're fight. Let's say they're boxing, right? All Might's punching. Like he's getting a few hits in. Sukuna's taking damage, but while All Might's punching, Sukuna puts a hand on that nigga. Boom, his chest is gone. Like there's just nothing All Might can do about that. Not to mention, Sukuna has RCT. So if All Might fucking blows off an arm or something, he gets it right back immediately. No downtime.
I should also clarify for the viewers. We're talking about Prime All Might and 20 finger Sukuna. I forgot to mention that. We're talking about Prime All Might and 20 finger Sukuna. Yeah, go on. Continue.
So overall, I think Sukuna, like if they were to do the box, All Might wins, but Sukuna, like All Might has no way to deal with his powers and shit.
Is that the end of your opening statement?
Pretty much, yep.
Nova, rebuttal.
Okay. So All Might, since we don't really have that much stuff about All Might, I use like Shigaraki, like full power Shigaraki.
You can also use Deku's feats because Deku is
yeah. I mean, I use, but they did say like Shigaraki's body is like equal to Prime All Might. That's what I was saying, like that.
Right.
But you can use Deku. So I could use both Deku and Shigaraki then. Shigaraki, they say his body is like equal to that of Prime All Might by the end of the final war, or when he fought Stars and Stripes. And actually, like when he fought Stars and Stripes, his body was able to like tank or like endure the missiles or like the the giant laser beams she used against them. And that shit was like a like almost like obliterate. That could obliterate like an entire like it went to the sea level floor and like almost destroyed it. Like the thing is, like he survived that, even if like he like did the whole diverted a little bit. He went through the whole. Him still surviving that is still an insane feat, and it kind of goes into the point where All Might's defense or his endurance might be kind of insane. Now his strength is also strong too, because Shigaraki, when he was fighting with Deku, in just like a few seconds, they went into Mount Fuji from like a map from like across the Japan in just like a few seconds, and like that's pretty fucking fast considering Deku was like, wow, we're already here and shit like that. And keep in mind that like keep in mind Stars and Stripes even mentioned that like that attack was like could destroy like because she used the continental missiles as well. So like those missiles were like there was like 10 and 12 of them. They were like they could destroy like multiple shits and like that. And she even mentioned that like if he was like, if that was enough to stop Shigaraki, like her laser beam, then Endeavor would have killed her, would have killed him already. And like we've seen that Endeavor is like strong enough to destroy like at least like city, like small city level with Prominence Burn, when he killed that high end Nomu, and why he didn't blow up the city and shit like that. And then one last thing before I say I'm gonna use a weakened All Might when he fought in the series because we saw weakened All Might. His United States of Smash was able to start a massive tornado that almost destroyed the city, that left like a big ass hole in there and carried like buildings and shit. So I would consider him like city level around there. But All Might mentioned that that Nomu he had fought in the beginning of the series, it took him 300 hits to stop him, but he said in his prime it would have took him 5 hits. So we can we can infer, and this was after with his embers, he was 60 times weaker than how he was in his prime. So most of the feats that he did in the series when he was weakened is 60 times weaker than he was before. So I would say his speed pretty I would consider him like hypersonic, maybe even higher than that. And then fucking his strength, I don't even need to talk about his strength considering we've seen what Deku and Shigaraki have done in the series. And then his endurance, Shigaraki took an attack from Stars and Stripes and was able to take 100% attacks from Deku. So I say All Might can handle Sukuna.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Now, counterpoint.
What you got?
Well, yes, it is true. Shigaraki was able to tank the attacks from Stars and Stripes. Tank is not the word I would use for that. Because when he was under the laser and other attacks, you could see his skin and bones being burnt away. The reason he survived that was because he had super regeneration as a result of his body being tampered with. All Might doesn't have that, and as a result, the damage Shigaraki took, like I said, you can literally see him being burnt to his fucking damn near to a skeleton. That is not something All Might can survive. So I don't think you can use that as a point of durability for him. And also, while we're on that topic,
well, no, it's not durability. But yeah, okay.
But while we're on that topic, during the fight on the flying coffin, when Bakugo, Mirko, Genis are all fighting Shigaraki, they land attacks on him, and they don't do much. They don't do much damage, but they're still doing damage. Bakugo gets some actual hits in when he has his
this
little
was awakened Bakugo?
Yeah.
Okay, you're talking about in the final war, okay.
Yeah. So Bakugo's explosions, for example, are enough to deal actual damage to Shigaraki. And comparing that to something in the Sukuna's arsenal, like Cleave, for example, or Dismantle or Cleave. Actually, I guess Cleave not so much because Cursed Energy equal whatever. But yeah, I still think All Might will take damage from those attacks, especially something like fucking Fire Arrow.
Okay, I was about to bring that up, Dudley.
Yeah.
So Nova, if you think if All Might, if Sukuna was able to pop the furnace on All Might, would you say? Okay, here's the first thing. Do you think Sukuna's furnace is as powerful as Stars and Stripes little laser beam thing?
The laser, I don't think so.
Okay, so you think All Might would be able to tank a furnace from Sukuna?
I would think so.
Okay, Dudley, what do you think?
I don't think so.
Because I don't see a furnace. I was gonna compare Endeavor, a side point Endeavor's strongest move, which is Prominence Burn. It didn't even kill a 75% Shigaraki even then, when in the Liberation War. So in Stars and Stripes even mentioned, like I said, the whole laser thing. Before the missiles, that attack is strong enough is as strong as Endeavor, which killed one shot at a high end, which almost one shot at Shigaraki. It took to the point where All for One had to step in. So I think I can safely assume that we haven't seen Sukuna on that same level with the not Prominence Burn, with the furnace, because we've seen him use it when he was weakened, right?
Yeah, because the first time he used it was against Jogo, and he destroyed a massive chunk of Shibuya.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second time was a kind of weaker version of it, and that in his domain. and that we don't know how much they destroyed because like, but I think because they were after that the battleground was like pretty much completely flat after that. So we don't have an exact statement, but it's safe to say the majority of Shinjuku was probably gone after that.
Okay.
So, but and here's my thing, right? Because again, you're right. Shigaraki was able to pretty much tank Endeavor's attacks back in that fight. But Shigaraki's definition of tank is different from All Might's definition of tank. Shigaraki was still being burnt alive, was still taking damage, but he was healing at a rate where that damage was like irrelevant, pretty much. All Might does not have that ability, so that damage would continue to stack with him until it got to a point where he'd die. So All Might can't like shrug off his literal face being burnt off to the point where you can see his eyeballs hanging off, sort of like Shigaraki can.
I can consider like at least like we know All Might is like very has a lot of endurance considering when he fought a Prime All For One ripped out his guts and he was able to fight All For One on the same like level even then, like. Because like I think there's a huge difference between durability and endurance. Like endurance, how long you can last in the fight, while durability is how long like your body can take the damage in the fight. So it's just like it's more like I say all like fuck. I'm trying to speak. Durability wise, like he's able to like he will get hurt by like Endeavor and shit like that. But like he'll be able to endure it enough to be able to get the shit done. Like I said, he was able to fight in Prime All For One, who ripped his guts out and was still fighting him like on that standstill and was able to like incapacitate him in the same way.
Okay, I think it's a difference. I think it's a different scope of injuries is my thing. Because with All Might versus All For One, that first fight when he lost his stomach or whatever, like his body was broken then, but that was ultimately an injury he could survive, but just it crippled him basically. Compared to something like Shigaraki, he was functioning with things that like cannot be missing from your body in order for you to survive. Like, let me see if I can find the panel of him getting. Hold on. Let's see. So, like during the first war arc for let me see if I'm looking at this right. Yeah. Wait. Okay, so one of the injuries Deku inflicted on Shigaraki.
Like when he was hitting him with the 100% attacks in the Liberation War?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm gonna use a different example. So when Shigaraki, like he was confused and everything, and his body was falling apart.
Yeah, when he was like asking what day it was. Yeah.
So like that, for example, is like an injury. Like that type of injury is something All Might could not come back from. If this happened to All Might, he'd be done for the fight. It'd be over.
Now,
because he'd lose an arm. His heart would literally be out in the open. That's not something you can shrug off with endurance. Your body stops working.
Okay, now
compared to something like All For One injuring his core, and yeah, his body was failing, but he could still move. His mind was still working. He could push through that.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, though, Shigaraki's body falling apart is more like, like you said, his body was failing. He wasn't complete with the whole thing. He was like at 75%. And so like that, that wouldn't happen to All Might because like they said, like it was his body. The strength was too much for his body. And like we've seen shit like that. And like the only reason it happened was because his body was so unstable. It wasn't because like he was taking the injuries from the battle. It was just like his body couldn't keep up with the power in One For All. That's why he was asking like, what day is it? Even Deku mentioned he was like he can't handle the power One For All because he was like, oh yeah, this is why All Might trained me and shit like that. So it's just like his body couldn't keep up with All Might's prime All Might strength.
Yeah, but like my point is because we see later on that again people like Bakugo and Mirko are capable of inflicting damage. So if someone like Mirko, whose power basically boils down to she hits really hard, can injure Shigaraki, who at that point was at prime All Might level, then I also think someone like Sukuna, who can pretty much splitting cities in half with like relative ease to no trouble at all, can inflict higher levels of damage. And also another thing, for actual like injury inflicted on him, when Deku was going all out and like after Baku got stabbed. Actually, wait, yeah, after Baku got stabbed and they all attacked Shigaraki at the same time. Endeavor burned him, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
His face split open from the injuries, like because when you remember when his face was split in half and you could see all for one inside.
Mm-hmm.
That is something like, for example, that happened specifically due to Shigaraki's body and how weird it was because of the experiments.
Mm-hmm.
If that happened to All Might, that nigga's brain is spilling out of his head.
But like I said before, that wasn't like 100% All Might. Like they said, he wasn't close to
No.
what he was. And I know what you're getting at though. That All Might
Mhm.
wouldn't survive that injury. That's what you're saying, right? Like I understand that. Like he's not surviving split in half. But like that Shigaraki, if I were to use Prime Liberation Shigaraki, that wouldn't be right to like use him in that way because like Final War Shigaraki's closer to Prime Battle. That Shigaraki couldn't handle the shit that was happening to his body. Deku literally mentioned it. Like I said, he was like, "Oh,
Okay.
he can handle the power of One for All. He can't handle the power of All Might."
Okay, hold on, wait. So
Okay.
hold on.
So just
Go on.
okay. Here's my point basically. I think Sukuna is capable of inflicting similar levels of damage to what they're doing to Shigaraki. Like, so okay.
And you mean by like slash, like a slash, not even
Yes.
world cutting slash, but
Yeah,
like
not even world cutting slash because that's a whole different thing.
So you're saying you think regular dismantle and cleave is able to do levels of like the full power shit like stars and stripes and what Miriko was doing or whatever.
because like I have like slice and dismantle. Oh my god, Isaiah. But slice and dismantle, like it was cutting buildings and shit like that. Like I would say like cleave is like what, small city level, like small city level. It's not large or anything like that. But
Yeah.
All for One, because it was a small city and all that shit because it knocked out Shibuya. All for One and like All Might were like fighting like, even when he was weakened in that fight in season 3, All for One used an attack that knocked out half the fucking city, and All Might took that, and he was just, this was him weakened.
Oh, I do remember that.
So like it's just like Sukuna's best feats, if we're being honest, in JJK aren't like, there would be like large city level, maybe like we're gonna like I'll probably like highball it, say like what, mountain. But if we were to use cleave and dismantle, or even if you want to use this domain expansion, All Might, a weakened one, a 60 times weaker than his prime, All Might took an attack that knocked out half the fucking city by a weakened All for One as well. And keep in mind when he fought Prime All for One, we saw Omni Factor, and this was a move that like we probably know that All for One could have used this before, even in his past, because the Eerie Bullet reversed into how he was back in the day. So this is the same. This is the same All for One that fought a Prime All Might, and Omni Factor destroyed the damn city at the speed of light. And this is someone that like fucking Bakugo was fighting with. I mean, I'm not Bakugo. All for One was fighting with. Oh, we're arguing or debating a Sukuna versus All for One. I mean,
okay.
All Might.
Hold on. Okay, here's what I am at. I'm being swayed back and forth, right? So okay, here's what I'm at. Let's say let's go with Dudley's theory that Sukuna. I don't think Sukuna's like basic shit like cleave and dismantle or on the same level as like the strongest attacks in My Hero with like the city destroying shit and all that, right?
Yeah,
so,
I don't think they're on the strongest attacks. Just
so I think so. Would you say that like the shit Sukuna would have to do to like cut open like Shigaraki / All Might's body or all that shit? Would he be as stronger attacks like Furnace or the world cutting slash and all that shit, right? You would say like attacks like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my theory in my head right now. So if we think physically All Might is stronger than Sukuna, I feel like that's kind of not like, I feel like that's heavily
that's kind of obvious considering like
and
Deku.
their speed is somewhat relative to each other, right? Or maybe if All Might has the slight edge,
Yeah.
Is Sukuna able to get off shit like the world cutting slash and furnace without All Might just being outright faster than him and stopping it?
Like I said,
I
All
don't.
Might is faster.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. All Might is faster, but we know in JJK that you can do things like you don't have to have free time to open the domain. If you
What's
can
that
put your hands
bullshit?
together, like like that's pretty much all that matters. So even if All Might like sees him doing something in the like half a second time span, he has to stop the domain from opening up. Like Sukuna can do things in that process of opening the domain to slow him down, and that's all it takes. And then the domain's open. And then he has access to Fire Rail, he has access to a World Cutting Slash, he has access to all these things. So, and again, my point earlier with base cleave and dismantle. Also, quick point about cleave, because cleave will work, because the whole point of cleave is that it adapts to how strong the enemy is. So cleave pretty much works no matter who, like how strong or durable or how good your defense is. So if Sukuna got cleave off, it would seriously hurt All Might no matter what. Dismantle is more of the thing that he can just straight up block. So, and cleave is also being spammed in the domain. So, like, I think Sukuna comes out of this like, because yeah, and he also has RCT. Like,
I don't like okay, because like the thing is about it is like he has RCT, he has reverse curse, and then he heals himself. All Might like could just blow like he All Might is faster than I'll say All Might is faster than Sukuna, based off of like considering like Deku, because remember All Might was saying Deku was or Deku told All Might that he was like close to his prime or he was at his prime, at All Might's prime in that arc, and All Might I mean not All Might, Deku was doing feats with Lady Nygat with all with the bullets, the fucking like being able to like perceive like all that shit in time and being able to like, you know, beat her. Like cause you need extreme speed with her, like with the 2 corks she had. And then like he was moving as fast as like Prime All Might was. And All Might even mentioned that like he had to be careful not to create storms when he moved and shit like that. Like it's like as strong and fast as like I'm pretty sure to be as strong as that to create storms when you jump is crazy. Like it's kind of OD for the fact that like All Might is so fast that like he creates storms that like when you just move, like you're faster. That's faster than like a sonic boom. So it's just like I consider like All Might as faster than maybe as fast as Light. But considering like I can say he's fast as Light, like in Prime at least, because in the regular, all for one was mentioning that like remember when they came to the hideout right in season 3. And then they were trying to save Bakugo. All for one mentioned that All Might in his prime, it would have they've traveled 3 to 5 miles away from where the battlefield was, and they sent like 5 Nomus there. It said All Might, it took you like 30. It took you like 5 minutes to get here or some shit. And he said it took in your prime, but it took you 30 seconds to get here in like 30 seconds. So it's like All Might would have been fast enough to do 3 miles in like a few seconds and beat like 5 Nomus. The same Nomus that took him 300 punches. It would have took him 5 in his prime. So he's like one-shotting like he's like 5-shotting like 5 Nomus and then going there in like a few seconds. It's
okay.
OD.
And I understand that, but like, okay, it's just because we have Shigaraki as like a visual like example of how strong, like how that would be in action, right? So like when you hear that and then you see Shigaraki, like you see who's able to keep up with Shigaraki, like niggas like Best Genius, or like Best Genius is dodging Shigaraki's attacks. Bakugo, even pre-awakening, Bakugo is dodging Shigaraki's attacks.
But that's just because Bakugo's like fast. But yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but like not like comparable to like faster than Light. Like it's just I don't think I think I do think All Might's faster, but I don't think it's fast enough to the point where Sukuna just gets blitzed, no comparison. He's not able to keep up. He's not able to do anything. Cool. And with that being said, my overall point is that Sukuna needs much less contact and much less like he much less investment to kill All Might than All Might needs to kill him. Because like I said, it's not like he's gonna get hit. He's not gonna be getting hits off for free. Because like I said, not Sukuna is fast enough to keep up with him.
Mhm.
And combine that with RCT. It's pretty much the same situation as everyone versus Shigaraki and Deku versus Shigaraki later on. You have to one shot him, or you're not going to kill him. And I just
Do y'all have any more new points?
You said okay.
Bring?
Okay, I'm gonna ask this real quick, Deadly.
mhm.
How big is Sukuna's domain? Like max.
Okay.
What you say next may win the argument, maybe. Just because of what I mentioned earlier about the all for one statement.
Okay. I know what you're gonna say next. Let me, because I know. Let me see. 200 meters is the max.
200 meters to miles. Let me see. So it's like not even. It's like 0.1 of a mile. Okay.
Are you gonna say that you think if Sukuna opens the domain, you think All Might can run fast enough to get out of the?
He can. I feel like he can run because remember, Sukuna's is an open domain. It's not a closed.
Yeah.
One. So it affects the area near him, and like even then, like if like we're doing like verse equalization where Sukuna like All Might can see the domain, like he can see it. So like I feel like if he sees the shit and he's like slashes are coming out, he can like at least like get out of the way and like blitz him there, or even blitz him before he even gets the domain out.
Okay.
Because Sukuna doesn't have the 0.2 domain like Mahito or Gojo can. It's like it takes about what? It would take you like normally Sukuna. It would. I mean, he has the four. He has the four hands, right? Because
real quick about the 0.2 domain expansion. A 0.2 domain expansion isn't like it doesn't come out faster than a regular domain. The whole point of the 0.2 domain was just because they didn't want it to last as long. Mahito didn't want it to last as long because Sukuna would kill him if it was any longer than 2.2 seconds, and Gojo didn't want it to last as long because if it was any longer than 0.2 seconds, then all the civilians would have died.
Okay.
Man, Shibuya is a really good arc. Man, fuck that series, bro. Fuck.
Bro.
Well, I was about to say because I thought it was faster because what they said with the Mahito statement that like Mahito was even faster because Yuji started running Toto. Domain, but Mahito was the fastest out of all of them.
Yeah, the thing that was fast about Mahito was that he made the barrier and activated his curse technique to it at the exact same time. So basically, like as the barrier was coming down, Yuji and Toto were already hit with his curse technique. So also, okay, couple of things of the argument. One, Sukuna can choose whether or not to use a barrier. So the only reason he uses open barrier is because it was a binding vow. I think it.
Here we fucking go with the damn binding vow.
Bro, chill. What was the binding vow exactly? Let me check. Why did my mouse stop working? Wait. What the fuck? Stop being weird.
Do it.
You a dumbass.
Okay, yeah. So, the whole thing with Sukuna's binding vow is that if he gives his opponents a method,
like that?
He didn't, bro.
He literally just did. He literally said it. Did you not hear the loud one? That was him.
Nigga.
No, you gonna let no one talk to you like that?
Shut up, bro. Damn, bro.
That's how I felt during the Vegeta section.
Shut up, nigga. Anyway.
Yeah, shut up. Anyways, if Sukuna gives his the niggas he's fighting an escape route to the domain, he can increase how big it is. But if he's fighting a 1-on-1, for example, like he was with Gojo, when Gojo couldn't use his domain anymore, he can choose to close a barrier around him.
What? Since
And
when
my
can do
second
that?
thing-
That nigga made that a shit up. No, he can't.
Yes, you can.
Wait, what do you? Okay.
Because when Gojo was kneeling, he's like, okay, next I'll enclose a barrier around you, and then we're gonna end this fight type shit.
Oh yeah, are you talking about he can change his domain?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can. That's what they were doing with that small ass domain.
Yeah. And second thing, let's say Sukuna does use the open domain. All Might gets caught in it. He starts to run into the exit. Sukuna's not letting him do that.
But
'Cause-
Sukuna is fast. I'm not Sukuna. Gojo. Not go fucking.
Yeah, All Might's
Might.
faster, but even with All Might being faster, it's not like thousands of times faster. If Sukuna sends a world cutting slash behind him, he still has to turn around and defend against that shit. Which, by the way, he can't see the world cutting slashes because that's not a verse equalization thing. The only people who could see the world cutting slashes were Maki because of heavily restrictions. She could see the air changing around it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, All Might. If that nigga sent world cutting slash while All Might's trying to get out, he's cooked. If Sukuna pops fire arrow, the entire area gets fucking vaporized instantly. So All Might wouldn't just be able to say, "Oh, I'm out of here," turn around and start running the other direction.
I feel like in situations where you put two different characters and from two different series against each other, you get rid of all that shit where it's like, oh, you can't see me do this. You can't see
Yeah,
me.
because like you
So
would have
we
to
would-
just
we
focus
would
on
give
this.
All Might the ability.
No, that's my thing though. It's not a verse
Yeah.
equalization thing. Because even in JJK, no one can see the slashes except for Maki because she has the specific
Yeah.
power to see the air changing.
Yeah, I know,
So,
but it's like even
like-
but we still give. I would still give
He was
the
able to.
other person the ability to see it because then it's just
Well,
like,
no, okay,
then it's just
that
not
would be
fair.
kind of unfair because
Yeah, 'cause, like,
that is
it's
the
a-
ability.
It's a property of the ability, not like a thing that only happens in JJK.
Okay, sorry,
And even then, like the world cutting slash, what would you have that like as like a APT or a type potency?
Well, it's just Duraneg because
yeah.
anything that's in the space is cut.
Okay, yeah, it's Duraneg. So, and he can't just do it willy nilly. He needs to use the binding. Yeah, okay. I still don't think.
No, that's an interesting point to bring up. What point of the fight do you want to use that Sukuna at? Because technically speaking, if you use Sukuna at the beginning of the right after he kills Gojo,
Yeah.
or right as he learns world cutting slash, he gets one insta free use of it that has no wind up whatsoever. He can just throw that shit out.
Mhm.
And then after that is when he has to use the chance and hand signals, whatever.
Okay. If I were to use I say All Might beats. This is if he can even get his world coding slash because I have All Might as faster than Light because of all the Deku feats, being able to dodge bullets and being able to fucking dodge lasers and shit. So it's just, I think All Might would just not let it happen. Like,
I mean,
Okay, hold on. Before you get into that, here's where I'm at now, right? Okay, so we agree that All Might is like similar speed to Sukuna, or maybe slightly faster. Okay,
he's way
Deadly.
faster.
Okay, y'all are
way faster.
Y'all are
That's where we disagree. I think he's slightly faster. I think he's way faster.
okay. So you think so? Let's say he's faster. He's he's at least faster than Sukuna. We could all agree on that, and he's without a doubt stronger than Sukuna. Okay,
Right.
Yeah.
Where the point I'm at is now, if all these and Sukuna, from my knowledge, doesn't have any high durability or anything like that because we don't. If you're saying he's stronger than Sukuna, we're also saying Sukuna All Might's physically stronger than Gojo, who was able to knock out Sukuna, right? So if he's faster and stronger than the two strongest in the franchises, and Sukuna was getting knocked out by Gojo, could All Might theoretically not just potentially just beat the shit out of Sukuna before he gets a chance to do anything?
I mean, yeah. What I'm saying, because even with that Gojo thing, that would because
it's feats versus
Sukuna took other black flashes during that fight, so it's I don't want to say he takes one punch and he just gets knocked out.
Yeah,
And
so
also-
like is All Might it's a regular All Might punch like a Black Flash in the JJK verse? Is that what we're trying to say?
It's like 20 times stronger than that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So it's like, and if he's able to throw like
are you
five,
saying Prime or Weekend? Prime or Weekend?
I'm talking about Prime All Might. So
Prime.
like, if like All Might is like throwing out like 500 punches a second, and they're all as strong or is not stronger than a Black Flash, like I feel like Sukuna's low key cooked, bro.
Okay, now let me give a point of comparison for a second. So Sukuna, okay, Sukuna was able to not tank, but he was able to block a hollow purple with
Don't
like,
piss me off.
hey bro,
Don't piss me off, bro.
but Sukuna was able to block a purple with not minor injuries, but like relatively recoverable injuries,
That nigga was bleeding.
and he lost both his arms. Actually, wait, yeah, he lost both his arms first time, and then only
You
one
know
arm
what?
second.
That's something we have to talk about, by the way. But
What's up?
okay.
What you got?
Another time, bro. Another time.
It's about chapter 236, the worst chapter in any manga history.
Bro, whatever.
We'll
We'll
talk
talk
about
about that next week, bro.
We'll talk about it soon. Okay.
But yeah, point being, he was able to block Hollow Purple and lose both his hands, but for Sukuna, that's not really an issue because he grows in the back damn near instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hollow Purple being able to pretty much decimate and like, okay, let me think about it. I think a Max Hollow Purple is comparable to a Prime All Might Punch. I think.
So All Might's throwing out like 500 hollow purples a second. That nigga's
Like,
cooked, bro. That nigga's
Purple
cooked,
is
bro.
your neck too. Like, think about
Yeah.
it like this: Gojo, like, think about All Might is faster than Sukuna, throwing out 100-time hollow purples.
Okay, but no, but here's my thing though.
Yeah.
Because you're talking as if All Might like Sukuna blinks and 300 of those punches have already been thrown. Sukuna has no
Okay,
chance.
let me
to
ask you this: Do you
I don't-
think? Okay, my fault.
Mhm.
My fault. You
No,
can go.
no, you can ask.
Okay, let me ask you this: Do you think any of the JJK characters can like at least like dodge bullets or being able to like dodge lasers?
Sukuna and Gojo, yes.
Sukuna and Gojo. Now I'm gonna check something real quick. How fast a laser is compared to lightning?
Also, bro, can we have a conversation about lasers and in My Hero?
What does that say?
Because if we go by the laser logic, a lot of characters are light speed.
I mean, there's light speed reactions being as fast as a laser.
It's-
Because like I said, with All Might is able to like.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
no, honey, yeah, no, Deadly, no, he's right, yeah, Deadly. You always want to be like, oh, Spider-Man's not as fast as lightning. He just has light speed reactions, Deadly. See, look at that, Deadly.
I didn't.
No,
okay,
no,
I didn't-
I said, okay, then like this, then if I said like Maki, remember Maki in episode 6 when she got shot by Mai? Are you gonna say she's like faster than Spider-Man because he's able to catch bullets?
Well,
Like, what the
Spider-Man can do
fuck?
that too. Spider-Man can do that too.
He cannot catch bullets.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
He can dodge them.
Spider-Man can do whatever he wants to do. Come on now.
right.
Yeah,
Real.
but like I said, like if by that same logic, if I said like, oh yeah, with Maki, if you can catch it, that means you can react to it. That's all it is. That's all it means. It not doesn't mean you're faster than a fucking bullet. It just means you
And-
can catch it and perceive it. Like that doesn't mean anything. Like me, it's
It's-
a react.
okay.
Oh, my fault.
Okay, and real quick, I want to point out another feat with Hikari for a second.
Oh, brother.
So
His-
Hikari obviously isn't
Sexy.
as fast as lightning, but when he's fighting Kashimo, Kashimo used the charge he had to shoot lightning at Hikari's face. Hikari is able to like see because Hikari has no indication that he can do this whatsoever. Hikari sees the lightning coming at him, and he moves out of the way so that his arm gets blown up instead of like his head. So if Hikari can react to lightning, then for Sukuna, who's literally like hundreds of times stronger and faster, and this was was it? Oh no, this was after Jackpot. So yeah, but
Because you can use Deku feats for Prime All Might, for mainly all the shit I mentioned. Like if you were to scale Deku, considering how fast he uses Gear Shift, All Might was like they said Deku, even with all the quirks he had with Gear Shift, Fajin, and all that bullshit, he was still like as equal to All Might, and that's when he had all his powers. So like,
Okay.
and like,
no.
and then I will say this about the, because I know you're about to say about the faux 120 or the faux like 100, but it made him like 120% of one for all. Because I mean that's different, but like,
Okay, no, real quick, bro. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't think we can use that because Deku is much stronger than Prime All Might. And
not in Dark, because Dark Hero and in the Final War are like what, a few days from each other, right? Because Deku didn't get that much strong. I think it's like a week or two. Yeah, it's a week. It's a week. I just looked it up. Dark Deku and then fucking the Final War is like a week from each other, and like Deku already had Fajin and Gear Shift. He just didn't really like. I mean, he had it, but like he wasn't like what as good. He wasn't using it as like the feats, pulling off the same feats he was like against Shigaraki, like in Naigat.
yeah,
But
because he wasn't spamming Gear Shift yet because he didn't want to wreck his body.
yeah, pretty much. And then but All Might, like I said, the whole thing with All Might, I'm gonna go find that panel real quick. Deku says like he's on the same level as All Might, and this was before he fought Naigat. So like, he knows he has Gear Shift and Fajin, and this is what all the powers Deku has. So if it takes him all of these quirks with all this the same speed, and Deku himself admitted that he was the same as All Might, and All Might was like, "Yeah, you're probably right." If that, we can use that to say like he's like All Might is on the same level as that.
Okay,
he's pulling out the same feats as Deku is.
No, bro.
What's up?
Okay, so couple of things. One, that's coming from Deku, that he's on the same level as All Might. Deku's not going to say, "Yeah, I've surpassed All Might. I'm so much stronger than him now." It is Deku. Come on. And two, All Might has no idea. Like outside of Black Whip, maybe Fajin if he showed him off screen.
Mm-hmm.
He has no idea what majority and Float. He has no idea what majority of Deku's quirks do, and he has no idea about Gear Shift.
No, remember Deku told him about the quirks when he had the little book, because he mentioned about Black Whip, and then he mentioned
He knows. Like, I mean, like he has no idea how Gear Shift interacts with One for All, because even the second user didn't know how Gear Shift would react with One for All until he actually saw Deku using it.
Mm-hmm.
So All Might didn't know it was going to put that nigga. All Might didn't know it was going to do all that, basically. So Gear Shift Deku. I'm pretty sure they even say this during the fight. Deku could have one-shotted Shigaraki like pretty much at any time, but he was trying to get through to him, so he didn't. And that was with quirks. Deku versus like. If Deku had got there before Aizawa and what's his name,
like if Toga didn't grab him in the portal, he would have beat Shigaraki. Yeah.
If Deku got there while they were still holding his quirks back, Shigaraki would have died a miserable ass death. It would have been pitiful. So like I don't think we can use Deku in this conversation. That nigga is just like extremely cracked.
Even then, like when he was cracked, like. It's like, because I'm using the statement that Deku said that like he was equal to All Might, and then like, because before this is when Deku was telling the truth about shit, like he was just on his, his art, and I feel like that's a good statement to use because All Might was like he can like do it, and he agreed. Like the face he made, he was just like, yeah, he can do it, but he's worrying about Deku going down this route. But like, I'm kind of.
So if you want to use Dark Hero Deck, because even still, then that's like.
Because he said I can move at 100% and without sustaining any damage, just like you could. And like Deku was pulling he did like right before he fought Naigat.
Yeah. So okay, if you want to use Deku, I feel like you have to stop. At,
actually, no. This is actually after Naigat.
Yeah. If you want to use Deku here, I think you got to stop in the gun.
That's what I'm stopping at.
Okay. Even still though, because because with 120%, he was just able to outspeed a bullet from Nagant. And granted, it was faster than normal bullet because of the hair and shit. But even still, like I feel like that's a comparable point of speed for Sukuna. It's not. Then they get like. It's not light speed.
I don't think
it's not light. It's not light speed, bro.
I don't think Sukuna is though.
like outspeeding a bullet is a comparable feat to dodging lightning, bruh.
Wait,
But then
what?
about laser?
Hold on, wait.
Okay,
Did you just say dodging a bullet is comparable to dodging lightning?
And the
Deadly.
Wait,
Like-
what?
okay, not comparable, but like,
hold
it-
on, yo, unpack that.
Deadly.
okay, because again, Nova's saying All Might's faster than Sukuna. And like, you said All Might was like not comparable to Lightspeed, but something like that, right?
Yeah, he's comparable to Lightspeed.
Yeah. And I'm saying if Deku, who's at 120%, pretty much mirroring Prime All Might's power at that point, is just able to outspeed a bullet, I feel like. Okay, the reason why I'm saying it's comparable to dodging lightning is because like the bullet was fired and Deku sped up and caught up to the bullet.
Yeah, he blitzed. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he blitzed. I won't say blitzed, but like he caught up to the bullet compared to Sukuna, who saw the lightning coming at him, reacted and dodged it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's enough of a feat to put them on like the same floor of speed, even if All Might's higher to an extent.
And then he dodged it from behind.
Because
Well-
because here's my thing, bro. If Deku was comparable to Lightspeed, bro, that nigga no, bro. Are you telling me that my hero guns shoot at light speed? Is that what you're telling me, bro?
Yes.
I'm saying like, I mean,
okay.
considering her hair was like going up to like
No,
'cause
no,
you can- you literally- you can't-
Nova.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, what's up?
Because this is, bro. Actually, no. I was about to go on some other shit. No, even still, were you telling me that the guy fired a hair bullet at the speed of light? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Might be crazy when I'm about to say. No,
Bro,
okay,
there you
let me
go.
chill. But it is faster than the speed of sound because you can't perceive a bullet. That's just not me like trolling at all. You can't perceive a bullet. It's at least the speed of sound, if not a little bit higher. Because you remember you said it wasn't like a normal bullet. These are hair bullets that are even faster than normal.
Wait,
Hawks even mentioned that these are not like normal sniper bullets.
so Daddy, are you
Okay.
trying to say Sukuna is as fast as light?
I'm saying Sukuna's able to react to the level of speed that All Might would have because he was able to react to shit like lightning from point blank.
But light is faster than lightning.
And okay, Nova.
What's up?
I need you to get the light speed shit out of your head, bro. Okay.
Bro, he is light speed. I don't know what else you want
Bro.
me to say.
I'm sick and tired of you anime niggas, bro. I'm sick and tired of you anime niggas in the light
You're
speed
an
shit, bro.
anime nigga.
The guy did not shoot a bullet that was faster than the speed of light.
How you know?
Sorry, man.
What's up, chat?
Shut up, Ned.
Because
Yo, average hilarious. You just get what's up, Chad? All right.
okay, bro.
I feel like we've made our points, right?
Are y'all still doing the?
Shut up, nigga. I feel like we've made our points.
Yeah, we've been on this for a while. Let's make our final
Let's make your
arguments.
final
and then-
argument and
yeah.
then the comment. Because I'm honestly stuck. I honestly don't know. I could honestly see this fight going either way. Like, I could see All Might beating the piss out of Sukuna before he can open up any of his crazy shit. But he does also have reverse curse technique. But I can also see Sukuna popping a perk and doing flame or some shit.
Like
So I
keep
don't
in
know.
mind, this nigga All Might has the power to change the weather.
Yeah, I feel
Like,
I
you
feel
know
like
how strong you have to be to change the weather.
Okay, and I understand that, but
Like, bro,
keep
like,
in
it's
mind, you know who else changed the weather? Changed the entire climate of an island? Akainu and Okiji. Keep in mind.
brother.
They
Keep
did
in mind.
do that. They did do that. But like Deku did it to the whole planet for a week, and then All Might changed the whole weather in Japan for a whole day. I think I forgot, but it was when we fought the Slug villain. I think.
I will say though, despite all this, All Might does have more impressive feats than Sukuna. Like
He
on
does.
paper,
Like,
if
honestly,
you look at them on paper, Sukuna does. I mean, All Might does like have more impressive feats.
Okay, yeah. All my
And
stronger.
he's a weak in All Might, by the way.
Yeah, neither. Because okay, you know what? No, you make your final argument, then I'll make mine, and then we can wrap this shit up because we've been here for a while.
Oh, we have been there for a while. Okay, so I'll mainly say this. My All Might, if we can use Deku Shigaraki after he fought Naiget and nothing else, not Final War Deadly. If we
Mhm.
use him from Deku, Shigaraki, and all the feats like that, with the Fuji being sent in like few seconds, and like which is like far away. Let me find the scale, but I can find it later. In like in a few seconds, considering the
I'm
strength,
cooked. Okay.
the strength was crazy. He took an attack, a continental attack from like that split the skies, from Stars and Stripes. Deku was able to outspeed a bullet, faster than normal bullet, and was able to tank attacks from also a 100% Deku from fucking the Liberation War. All Might has the durability and the speed to be able to like at least fuck with Sukuna, and the strength. I don't even need to talk about it, considering when he was weakened, the United States of Smash created a big ass tornado that swept up buildings. That literally swept up buildings, and he took an attack from All for One that could have wiped the whole fucking city from existence in his prime. So it's just like, I don't see Sukuna having like the AP or the destructive capability besides World Cutting Slash to equal that of All for One's Omni factor. And like I could see like All Might just beating him outright, but that's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Beating his ass.
All right. My final argument.
Fuck your
So
final
yes, in terms of physical strength, All Might is much stronger than
That
Sukuna.
nigga
Yes.
don't lose.
In terms of speed, I do think All Might is faster, but I think Sukuna has the reaction speed and base speed in general to react and not counter, but defend against that speed from All Might.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he would just get blitzed. And with that in mind, yes, Sukuna doesn't have the pure attack power All Might does, but he has things like Dismantle, which again would harm All Might because we like I said, we've seen with Shigaraki in the end of series Shigaraki taking damage from things that have much less attack power overall. So we know Dismantle would harm him. And Cleave, an attack that adjusts to the enemy's toughness that would harm him no matter what. So with Sukuna being as fast as he is, I don't think All Might will be able to just win on him without getting hit by any attacks whatsoever. And with Sukuna having reverse catch technique, All Might would need. I think All Might would need to put a lot more effort in to wear Sukuna out compared to Sukuna, where if he gets a cleave, All Might's potency is just like slashed completely. Or with enough Dismantle, the same thing happens if he just doesn't outright get his neck cut or some fatal injury from a position of the slash that could very well happen. And that's not even counting domain expansion, fire arrow, roll cutting slash, all three things that Sukuna can pull out at any point during the fight and surprise All Might with. And let's say domain, for example, even if All Might does react, like there's too much danger for him. If All Might reacts too slow to the domain, he's taking considerable damage. Let's say he gets out, he's taken an insane amount of dismantles, an insane amount of cleaves. Sukuna has the option to use fire arrow, and like I said, fire arrow is definitely weaker than the shit Star and Stripes used. But at the same time, we know because of Endeavor, it would still deal a shit ton of damage to All Might, and All Might doesn't have the same regenerative properties Shigaraki has, and that shit was literally burning the flesh off of his body. But point being, All Might would not be able to fight at his peak after taking an attack like that, compared to Sukuna, who would probably be at like he'd have less cursed energy maybe, but in terms of physicality, he will right back up to full and just keep doing the same shit, spamming the same shit over and over again. So point being, All Might's physically stronger. Yeah, I think they're somewhat comparable in speed, but All Might would reach it. All Might would reach his ceiling before Sukuna did.
Also want to keep in mind, most of the weaker feats with All Might, and when he was with his Embers, he was 60 times weaker than he was in his prime.
Okay.
So
Okay.
All right, shut up, back it up. I'm tired. I'm tired of
okay.
hearing this shit. Y'all been yapping. Jesus Christ.
That's what it's like, bro.
Coco, Coco not even here. I don't care actually. Average, what do you think? Don't care actually. Let us know in the comment section, y'all. Who do y'all think won not only the argument and who will win the actual fight, Sukuna or All Might? I'm honestly stumped. I thought I was gonna put my foot down, give the answer,